Hello and welcome to this video. I'm Yal Seri. It's been quite some time since we painted a glass subject. So when I found this reference image, which has both glass and leafy greens, I immediately thought of sharing this with you. So let's get started. After applying a glaze of clean water, I dropped in some Winsor lemon and then cleaned my brush and used the damp brush to soften the edges. Then I came in with sap green, milk-like consistency, and deposited the paint over the edges. And since the paper is wet, so the paint spreads on its own to some extent. For a more crisp edge, I'm applying a thicker consistency of sap green right on the edges. To make this leaf look more realistic, I'm going to create some veins on it. For that, I'm going to use my 000 round brush and a thicker consistency of sap green, and then used my size 4 round brush, very slightly damp, with the bristles spread out to soften the edges. Then I took a cream-like consistency of burnt umber and applied in these two areas. Now let's move on to this leaf that is facing towards us. So first I applied a glaze of clean water, and then just like the other leaf, I dropped in Winsor lemon first and allowed it to spread. Then I came in with sap green, milk-like consistency, for all these areas in the middle section of the leaf. Then with a thicker consistency of hocus green on my brush, I'm coming in on the upper part of this leaf, allowing it to mix and blend on paper with Winsor lemon as well as sap green. Now I'm shaping the central vein on one side. Now I'm dropping in some thicker consistency of hocus green in some areas to create those patchy darker parts on this leaf. I'm creating some more veins on this leaf. Since the paper is still moist, the paint spreads out a little and automatically we get soft edges. Here on this leaf, the lower part of the leaf is much darker than the upper part, so I decided to paint them separately. So first I applied a glaze of water only on the lower half of this leaf, and then took a thicker consistency of hocus green and applied it in the central vein and around the edges. And then I used my brush to spread the paint around, leaving very small highlights. I now realized that I should have conserved that beautiful highlight over here. However, at the time of painting, I was trying to match with the reference image and decided to reduce the highlight. Once the lower part of this leaf was completely dry, I applied a glaze of water on the upper part. Then I came in with Winsor lemon, followed by sap green, very dilute consistency, tea-like, and now with a thicker consistency of hooker's green on the edges of this part of the leaf. The act of adding more paint to an already painted area which is still damp is called charging. In the charging technique, you're using the wet on wet technique and encouraging the paints to mix and blend on paper. A very important thing to remember at this point is that the consistency of the paint should be a thicker consistency than what you have on paper. So although it may spread, but it won't create blooms. Here I'm using a cream-like consistency of hooker's green with indigo to create this small fold on this part of the leaf. To paint the vase, I prepared a mixture of indigo with burnt sienna with a little bit more of indigo than burnt sienna. Here you can see I've applied masking fluid in several places. It's completely dry now. I wanted to see how this paper reacts to masking fluid. So I'm applying a very diluted tea-like consistency of the mixture I prepared with indigo and burnt sienna, making it a little bit darker just below the leaves and at the base of the vase. I am building color here at the base with a thicker consistency of the mixture, like that of milk-like consistency. With the milk-like consistency of just indigo, I'm defining the waterline and the rim. Then turning my block upside down and taking a thick cream-like consistency of the indigo and burnt sienna mixture, I am reinforcing and building color at the base. Now I'm taking a very diluted Winsor violet and using the wet on dry technique, meaning the paper is dry and the paint is wet, and I'm applying paint directly to paper without any prior application of water on paper. And I'm softening the edges with my damp brush. And then I came in with a very diluted indigo, being very careful to leave a white space between these two cast shadows, and also a very thin white curved space between the cast shadows and the vase. And once the paint was completely dry, I used my finger to remove the masking fluid. And it came off perfectly alright without damaging the paper. Now I'm using a very diluted tea-like consistency of Winsor lemon and sap green to paint the stems. Since the stem area is very narrow, I'm using my size 2 round brush and a very diluted Winsor lemon, followed by also very diluted sap green, and allowed them to mix on paper. Then with my 000 round brush, I defined the edges. For this stem over here, first I applied a layer of water and then a very dilute tea-like consistency of Winsor lemon. And while the paper is still moist, I dropped in burnt sienna and then applied cream-like consistency of sepia at this point. With a thicker consistency of sap green, I created some line details on the stem. This other stem over here is much lighter in the lower part, therefore more Winsor lemon here, and the upper part is much darker, therefore more of sap green, and creating a few line details with sap green and burnt umber mixture. To paint this tender budding root, I applied burnt sienna and a little bit of burnt umber at the base. In the end, I found that the highlights created by the masking fluid were too harsh for my taste, so I decided to soften them. I'm using a milk-like consistency of indigo, and using a damp brush, I spread the paint and softened the highlights. I used a very diluted tea-like consistency of indigo to apply it in the areas around the leaf. As always, I came back to the painting next day and decided to add a hint of indigo on the left side of the vase, and also wanted to recover the highlight that I lost before while painting this leaf. So I'm using a damp brush to gently rub over the area, and I'm using a tissue paper to pick up the excess moisture. And here's the finished painting. Thank Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. Please drop me a like, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And YouTube thinks that you're going to like this next video on the screen. So click on that and I will see you there.